Hi, friend. So I'm off today and I'm still in bed. I wanted to show you what I'm doing. I am basically going over my budget. I got paid today, and I'm also going to plan out the meals for this week. So this is my little binder right here. And I'm going to go ahead and start planning all of this in front of you. I really did not want to get out of bed. I enjoy sitting by myself with Mochi. Mochi's my little chihuahua. And, just watching a few videos. I was watching this Christian creator. Um, I really enjoy his content. And the subject was about how there's a lot of celebrities that are into crystals and things like that. And I just found it very, very interesting. And I learned a lot from him, and I enjoy his commentary on the videos. You just never know what it is that you're aligning yourself with when you're either consuming these celebrities products, whatever, whether it may be music or movie, film, or products that you use every day, like your makeup and things like that. You don't know what they're aligning themselves with, and it's just very interesting. And I enjoy learning. So watching him while I'm doing this from my bed, sitting here, just grab my little pencil, and I decided to just share this with you. So, yesterday I went through my fridge and I made a list of everything that I have in my refrigerator, you know, ingredients I already have, and we're going to build this week's meal plan based off of what we already have so we don't go around wasting money. So, that is what I have. And here I'm going to put all of the things that I need. So I'll put those to the side. And I've already finished doing my budget. So I can show you. Let me turn the phone around. Oh, here comes Mochi. Hi. Hi, princess. Don't want to talk to me? So my August list of things that I needed to pay, everything got checked off. And this is my week to week. So that's one paycheck. That right there is another paycheck. Another paycheck. And I always aim to zero it out. I am zero-based budgeter. And I like to give every single one of my dollars an assignment. And as I'm paying whatever I'm paying, I definitely have to make sure that I check it off. So by the end of the month, all of this should be checked off. And for August, yes, it was. So I started let me show you. This is my September list. So everything for September, as you can see, I've already have some little check marks there. That's because I already started distributing my money. This is how much I got paid. And as you can see, I paid Fidelity, which is all my household, my student loan, my life insurance, and my emergency fund. I still have $450 left that I need to pull cash out of the bank and transfer to my main bill account. And then I'll go ahead and continue distributing that and checking off on the other list as I'm paying those bills. So that is taken care of. So let me go ahead and go into my meal planning tab. So this was all from last week. Oh, no, that one's for last week. Okay, so we're going to start in this little tab. Okay, so I'm going to face the camera to myself and I can have a little chit chat as you can see my process, and I'll show you as I'm doing this. So I'm going to grab my what I need list so I can go get that from the grocery store, and this is my what I already have. So we're going to need to have those available to us so we can plan each meal. And see here I already started planning, but I think I'm going to change my mind on that, so I scratched some of that off. So here we go. All right. And who else likes Michael Jackson? I am a kid from the 80s, so I love everything Michael Jackson, Cabbage Patch Kids, all of that, Hello Kitty. And as you keep watching my channel, you'll discover that I am all over the place, but the main theme is I basically love having all of the things that I love surrounded by them, and they make me happy. And if I like something, I don't care who judges me, I still rock it. So here's my little Michael Jackson from his album Dangerous. So if you like Michael Jackson too, leave me an MJ and then a little heart in the comments, and I'll know you're my people. Okay, so we're going to start by naming off what I have. So in my fridge, I have some milk, I have Kraft singles, I have hamburger buns, I have some deli ham, pepper jack cheese, cheddar cheese, burger patties. I have eggs, croissants, frozen frittatas, quesadilla cheese. I have queso fresco, chicken thighs, frozen shrimp, jalapenos, flour tortillas, some cilantro, some potatoes, and some tomatillos. So I'm going to put my, MacGyver hat on and try to make some meals from the things that I have in the fridge. Okay, so right off the bat, I know I have hamburger buns and patties. So one of my meals is going to be hamburgers. So hamburgers, and I like those with seasoned fries. Those seasoned fries. And also have potatoes, so there goes the fries, and I can just season them. So check and check. So let's see. Hamburger buns and the patties, and I have a bigish bag of potatoes, so I'm going to be able to use those with another meal. So the cilantro, the tomatillos, and the jalapenos, they need to get used up ASAP. ASAP. So I need to make something with that. So I'm going to make a salsa. So I'm going to put green salsa. And I have everything for that. Let's see, what else? Some deli ham, and you know what? I don't have sandwich bread, so I need to order some sandwich bread. Now, I use the Walmart app to order my groceries when I don't feel like leaving the house. And today it's kind of gloomy out there. I don't feel like leaving the house. So I'm going to need some sandwich bread, and I can make sandwiches. Oh, you know what? I like sandwiches with some chips. So I'm going to order some chips, and I like to put some Valentina. I don't have any Valentina, so some sandwiches with just, the Kraft singles, the deli meat, some chips, and some Valentina, and that's the whole meal. So I'm going to order the chips and the Valentina and some sandwich bread. Then I know I'm going to have some deli ham left. So how about some ham and eggs? Ham and eggs. And it looks like I have some flour tortillas. So I want to make in flour tortillas. And that's going to be either a breakfast or, a nice. I don't mind eating eggs for dinner, you guys. I don't know about you, but I love eggs. So I'm down to eat them whenever. So eggs and some deli. So that flour tortillas with my salsita. That's going to be good. I do have a can of beans, so I can even smush up some beans and throw them in there. So I already have 2 of the meals planned out. Let's see what else. So it looks like I have some frozen shrimp. So frozen shrimp. And I have some masa so I can make corn tortillas. And some quesadilla cheese. So I'm thinking, shrimp with some bell peppers. Let me order a red and green bell pepper and 1 onion. And I'm gonna mix them and with the shrimp, and then I'm going to put the quesadilla cheese, let it get nice and melty, and then I'm gonna put that in either some flour tortillas or in some corn tortillas that I'll make fresh, and that's gonna be like a shrimp taco. So I want to put here shrimp taco, beautiful with quesadilla cheese. It's gonna be nice and melty, and then throw a little bit of salsa in there. Woo, that's gonna be good. Okay, so shrimp done. I know I'm not gonna use up all the quesadilla cheese, so we might make quesadillas later in the week. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I have some chicken thighs. So chicken thighs quesadillas. So I'm gonna season my chicken thighs really well. So I have a whole packet. I can use half of it, season them really, really well, and kind of shallow fry them, and then throw some cheese. And I do have some frozen veggies in the freezer, so then I can make some chicken thigh quesadillas. Those are gonna be good and juicy. So there's that. And the other half of my chicken, you know what I can do? I can boil that, put that in the Instant Pot, and it's going to give me some broth. Okay? That broth I can make some Mexican rice. So some white rice. I have rice. So white rice with a chicken broth. And let's see what else. I can throw the boiled, once it's been boiled, I can actually grab that chicken and stuff into some corn tortillas and kind of fry them and make some flautas, white rice and flautas. Flautas. I do have sour cream. So, you know what? I want those with crema. So I want to put in my shopping list, I'm going to put crema. And let's go ahead and put lettuce. So lettuce. So crema and lettuce are in the building. So white rice with some flautas with crema and shredded lettuce. Beautiful. Okay. I like tomato. Diced tomato on my lettuce, and then a squeeze of lime and a little bit of salt as dressing. So I'm gonna put tomato. That's how they serve it at restaurants. It's just shredded lettuce with some lime, some salt, and a little bit of pico. So that's what I'm gonna do. That sounds good with some white rice and my flautas, and they're gonna be drizzled in that crema. So tomatoes been added to the list. Lettuce, okay. Salad, tomato. So let me show you what I have so far. So far, I know I'm making a green salsa. I'm going to do the hamburgers and some seasoned fries. I'm going to do some ham and eggs and some flour tortillas, some shrimp tacos, and quesadilla cheese. That's going to be really good. Some chicken thighs, quesadillas. I know quesadilla, but you know what? One is shrimp and the other one's chicken, so who cares, right? Then this one, I'm gonna have some leftover boiled chicken. So with the broth, I'm making the white rice, and with the shredded chicken, I'm gonna make the flautas, and then a little simple salad. So on Fridays, I usually leave either a Saturday or a Friday or a Saturday where my hubs and I are gonna go out to eat because we like little date nights, you know. Mochi's my little helper here. Say hi, baby. I love you. I love you. I love you so much. Okay. So I think tomorrow we're going to go watch the movie called Light of the World. And I'm looking forward to that. I really am. This is a Christian animated movie. And I think it releases this weekend. So Saturday, it's going to be date night. Date night. My hubs and I are going to watch this cartoon. It's about, Jesus' journey. Um, I saw some trailers about it and I want to go out and support our Christian creators and, you know, I guilty pleasure. I love cartoons. I don't know if you can tell by my channel. I love cartoons. I'm just a big kid, you know. I don't know who let me grow up. I should have stayed back in my early days, but the good the good news is that I can always bring them into adulthood with me. Okay. So date night, which usually means we're going to go out to eat. Yay! Okay. So for Friday, we're still missing a meal for Friday. Let's look at our list and see what we can come up with. What can we come up with? You know what? Let's see. I don't mind eating simple food, you guys. So simple food it is. I'll have plenty of eggs left over and I have tortillas. So corn tortillas. I know I have some, store-bought corn tortillas. And eggs and corn tortillas can make migas. Migas. And if you don't know what migas is, it's just fried up tortillas. And then I season them and throw some eggs in there. And I like beans on the side. And that's a whole meal. And I do like simple meals for the week. I don't want to come home and have to cook this elaborate meal. And, ugh, I mean, realistically, who's cooking an elaborate meal during the week? Not I, not me. Simple meal, something fast, easy, something that's gonna, you know, uh, keep us away from the drive-throughs, from the convenience. So it needs to be easy and realistic for you and your family. So this is the list of foods I already have. And it looks like this is all I need from the grocery store. So this right here is smiley face because I don't need too much, which means that my budget for this week's grocery is going to go well into next week. Basically, it's going to roll over. And, I try to stay about $100 for a family of three. And that's for groceries. I always give myself $200 per week allowance, but hear me out. That includes the food for all of my babies. That includes all of household needs like soaps, shampoos, everything. Basically, all the household needs. Pest control, flea control, shampoos for the carpet, everything. I try to stay within that budget. So, what you're looking at right here is just food. Now, I have to see if I need anything as far as other household things, and I'll place my order on my Walmart app and get it delivered. And I guess once the delivery guy gets here with my things, I'll be forced to get out of bed. But for now, I'm just going to be lazy until they deliver my food. So I'm going to put in for an order express order, and it does cost about $5 more, but you know what? It's worth it. It saves me from having to go to the grocery store, and I don't know, there's really no excuse. I just want to stay in bed. It's kind of rainy out there, and I just want to be in bed for a little bit longer. So, thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming into my house and letting me share this with you. And I hope you got some inspiration. Sometimes, people on these YouTubes, they like to make it look like everything's just perfect and they have the most beautiful setups. But sometimes this is a beautiful setup in bed with my little Mochi, getting her little kisses and having her company, and my little binder, and still snuggled in bed. Sometimes those are the best. So I hope you liked this video and join me on my next one. Bye.
I woke up late, shoes on the floor, dogs barking loud.